Okay, so now we're really getting into tools that are more on the fantasy end for the beginning knife maker. Lathes are industrial machine tools that make high-precision round parts. The part is secured to the lathe using a faceplate or chuck, then rotated rapidly against a cutting tool. They can thread as well as cut. For the knife maker, a lathe can be used to fabricate pins and screws. Lathes are of primary use to makers of folding knives, who may use them to fabricate custom parts for the pivoting and locking mechanisms. For knife-making purposes, there are two main kinds of lathes: mini lathes and larger tool room lathes. A mini lathe, as the name implies, is a very small bench-top device powered by a small electric motor somewhere in the quarter to three-quarter horse range. There are a couple of companies like Sherline and Micromark that specialize in these lathes. Mini lathes are a great way to get started with precision tool work without spending a fortune. You're limited, of course, by the size of these units to very small parts. That said, the parts you'd be making for folders are quite small, and a mini lathe is better suited to this work than a big tool room lathe that's intended for making things like steam shovel drive shafts. I own a lathe, but since my main focus is on fixed blades, it doesn't see a huge amount of use for knife-making projects. Since I also do some hobbyist gunsmithing, it's a great dual-use tool for me. But would I run out and buy one immediately if I were equipping a brand new knife maker's shop? Only if I knew from the get-go that my focus was going to be exclusively on making folding knives. The thing to be aware of when budgeting to buy machine tools is that in the long run, you'll actually spend nearly as much, maybe significantly more, on tooling for the machines. Lathes aren't the worst offenders on this score, but you'll still need to buy a variety of tool holders, replaceable carbide inserts, various fixtures, and on and on and on.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and check out my website, lathe.com, where you'll find a more comprehensive and complete version of all these tool videos that I've posted here on YouTube.